everyone. Welcome to another episode of Californians Anonymous, your bullshit news for everything bullshit in California. This is N.R. Burney podcasting from the San Francisco Bay Area.
And this is N.R. Snowden podcasting from the Denver, Colorado area.
Yeah, I haven't heard from you in a while, so how are you doing over there?
Doing pretty good. I didn't experience a lot of the things that were going on with the whole bomb cyclone. So
Bomb cyclone? What the? I hope you're okay. No windows were shattered, I hope.
As far as I know, no. But we'll just try to figure out exactly how it's going on.
Okay.
Ultimately, I mean, it was kind of a pisser. I mean, like, fucking nothing happened. I mean, hell, I've experienced more bad weather living here in this entire year, Well,
the whole Arctic blast, what was it called? The Arctic vortex? That was much worse?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
So, but you didn't get any sort of, like weird weather phenomenon happening in Colorado this past week?
The only thing that I could say is that a lot of people had their power go off, but I didn't have my power go off. So I can't even talk about that,
No power. Okay.
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh, okay. Huh. Well, at least you're okay. I mean, no one wants their power to be shut off or suffer sort of like blackout. I mean, you don't want that to happen. That's something that's. I mean, unless you want to like simulate the whole Oregon Trail.
No,
I mean,
I'm not really
great.
interested in in having that. I don't want to have like family members and whatnot come down with cholera. So.
Or you got dysentery. Goodbye.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so today's episode, we're going to discuss a couple of things, but I think the first off, we should discuss what our dear leader, well, not your dear leader, but my dear leader, Governor Gavin Newsom, is thinking about when it comes to capital punishment. And currently, he's been saying that he does not want to execute anyone who's currently serving a death sentence.
No, he's completely shutting it down.
Yeah, absolutely. Because he believes, well, this is what he believes, that basically that, I mean, he's just going from his conscience, right? Like, but I think what matters here is that 60% of Californians don't agree with him, because apparently most Californians do believe in the death penalty.
The vast majority of Californians do.
Right.
Put it into any possible demographic, and when you just basically ask for what do you believe about the death penalty, everybody agrees with it.
Mm-hmm. And so Gavin Newsom, as he was elected to do, is going against the voters' wishes.
Pretty much, yeah.
Right. But I mean, to some extent, there is definitely some major concerns, I think, that can be that can be said about how about the deaths, about having people on death row, in terms of costs and morality maybe. But the thing is that it is in law right now in California that someone can be sentenced to death, and if the courts have rightly justified in basically killing these criminals, I think
the death penalty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Governor Newsom shouldn't shouldn't basically be should create an obstacle of from having people be executed.
Yes. Hmm.
Right. I mean, just because he personally, this is the major thing that I think a lot of people are very pissed about is that he says personally, I don't believe in the death penalty. Well, man, you were voted to represent all of California. Your personal beliefs don't matter here right now. They
They
don't.
are they are
They
irrelevant.
absolutely they are irrelevant. What matters is that you uphold your governorship, right? You
Hmm.
uphold what most of Californians have voted for, and most Californians believe in is the death penalty. That making sure that certain criminals who have committed an absolute evil to society get justice.
Yeah. Yep.
Um, and I don't know. I'm not sure what Newsom is trying to do here because this sounds um it's not political suicide. Um, I think it's not. I don't think he's committing any sort of political suicide in um obstructing the executions,
No,
but
he's not. But I mean, the problem is that he already talked about that he was not going to be, against capital punishment.
mhm,
He put that out there. That's on record.
mm.
And now here he is. He's shutting down capital punishment.
Was so I'm not really sure what's happened. Was there any like new information that was given to him, like, oh, these executions were too torturous for these individuals? Like, I mean, we've had episodes in other states where like certain lethal injections were keeping certain inmates alive. Like these people on death row like alive for quite a while, and they were going through this like torturous moment before they were about to die.
Yeah. Like that to me is a completely different argument. Like in terms of people being kept alive, I mean, fuck it. We have guns. We have bullets. Shoot somebody in the fucking head. You know, that'll take him out real fast. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I always wondered why we decide to go do lethal injections because I think that's actually quite torturous.
Everybody is just basically trying to put it into the most humane terms that they possibly can, which unfortunately means that you're putting it into the most bizarre government bureaucratic terms that you possibly can. You
Right.
know? I mean, for fuck's sakes, you take a dog into a veterinarian. They're going to be able to put down the dog really fucking easy. You know?
Right.
So you got a fucking guy that you need to kill, and we're all debating about how we're gonna do it. Fuck it, just give him an injection.
Mm.
We
Or
already
the
know it fucking kills people.
Yeah. Um. I think I think Gavin Newsom here is trying to out liberal other liberals in his party. It seems
Oh
as if
yeah, yeah.
I think he's trying to set himself for the either for the 2020. I don't think he's going to run for the 2020 election, but he's definitely trying to set himself up for the 2024 election. It seems as if he's trying to showcase how liberal he is and how humanitarian he can be. And so he's saying, okay, let's not execute any more people because for me it's wrong. Um, and he's, I mean, isn't that what he's trying to do? He's trying to create some sort of story that surrounds him in case he runs for the 2024 election.
Fair enough if he does that, but I mean the problem is that he already ran in terms of not being against the voters' will, and that's the problem. Now what he's doing is saying like I'm not gonna shut down. No, what he is saying is that I'm not gonna shut down capital punishment.
Right.
I don't agree with it.
Mm.
It's something that's offensive to me.
This is
Motherfucker, this is something that everybody voted on already in California.
Right. Yes, and recent polls have showed that
Hell, recent polls have shown
most Californians believe in the death penalty.
Not even that. I mean, like, just pick a category. Every Californian agrees with the death penalty. Democrats? Yeah, they agree. Liberals? Yeah, they agree. Zoomers and boomers? Yeah, they agree.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking young kids? Yeah, they agree.
Mm-hmm.
It's just fucking anybody.
So this is pretty much similar to what's currently happening in Colorado. Not necessarily the same, but on this kind of on like similar lines, right? Where there seems to be a certain group of politicians who are basically obstructing the will of the people.
Yep, yeah, you're talking about Proposition 112.
Right. And in this case, it sounds a lot more insidious than what's happening here in California.
Well, what you're dealing with is that it's the same thing in Colorado. We're dealing with the government does not like the idea that we voted in favor of fracking.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're pissed off and they want to just basically shut that down and do something else.
Mm-hmm.
And in California, well, I mean, they're fucking Californian, as far as I can tell. You know?
Right. So
I mean, the main problem is that what I'm looking at with all this stuff is they want to be dictators. That's what they're promoting. That's what they're trying to do. And fair enough. But I mean, like, sell yourself as dictators. But I did not vote for you as being a dictator.
Mm-hmm. So from what I've heard, so Jared Polis is, I think, also against Prop 112. So he's the current governor of Colorado. Colorado. I've heard that he is against Prop 112, and his argument is that he wants to make sure that Colorado is free from any sort of pollution, and he wants the state to be environmentally healthy. He basically uses he basically cites one incident that happened in like some sort of oil rig or something, that someone died in Colorado from like some sort of fire due to like a fracking incident or something, and he uses that as an example that maybe we shouldn't do fracking in the state. But
fine, you know?
Right.
But I mean, like, I already knew about this shit. That's why I voted against 112.
But yeah, I just want to argue is, okay, sure, someone had died from an oil rigging incident in Colorado. Well, there are thousands of people who die from car accidents every single fucking day. Are you going to deny people from driving cars just because there are tons of fatalities from driving?
Well, the unfortunate thing is that you live in California. So, yeah, that's entirely possible.
Well, that is. But my point is that just because someone had died from an accident, related to oil rigging or oil fracking does not necessarily mean you ban the whole thing or
No,
you
obviously not. Yeah.
you go against the will of the people. And the will of the people in November was, yes, we want fracking in Colorado. We're okay with that.
I mean, my thing is that I voted in favor of the fracking just because I want there to be business in this fucking
Right.
state.
hmm
You know?
hmm More business, more revenue, more tax revenue, more jobs for families, for people, for young adults.
Fuck yes. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, if
Exactly.
I mean, one of the great economic miracles right now happening right now, I don't think it's being covered by the mainstream media, but it's the West Texas oil miracle. So just recently, they just discovered a whole area in West Texas that is harboring tons of oil, and it's created this boom in that side of the state, and it's created jobs. I mean, like, look at this. Some places in West Texas, due to the oil boom, some barbers are getting paid six figures.
Holy shit. That's pretty
Like,
good for a barber. Yeah.
right, some of these like oil workers are paying like $50 or $75 per haircut
I mean,
because
so what you're describing right there is that is literal American boomtown.
it is. I mean, you can read about it. It's online. It's happening in West Texas. I don't know how long it's going to last, but that's the kind of
It's the
of
kind of shit that hasn't happened since we had the gold rush in fucking San Francisco.
yeah, exactly. And doesn't Colorado need more of that? You know, like
I
more
would say it
jobs.
does, yeah.
Yeah. Um. Uh.
And I
I
mean,
mean,
what you're describing is just fucking fantastic for anybody who
right.
is in that general vicinity.
Right. I mean, like you're getting like barbers who are working for like these small companies in West Texas, making tons of money, man.
Goddamn right, yeah,
Because there's
yeah.
so much demand, and because there's so many oil rig workers, frackers who need a haircut, and they go there, and like all these oil workers are getting paid a lot of money, and then there's truck drivers who are getting jobs. Transporting oil from one part of the state and then cross country and whatnot. So fracking helps the economy. I'm not saying that you should invest all of your portfolio into that industry, but it does help the economy. And
Look,
there's definitely some,
the basic thing is that we're talking about fracking, obviously. So, okay, yeah, you know, what the world, fucking global warming, that whole thing. I'm assuming that that's what people are being pissed off about. Okay, fine, fair enough. But I mean, like, you need to have the jobs for people.
right, jobs. But I would also argue that fracking does help the environment. I do. So
Oh,
okay,
really? Hmm.
okay. So here. Okay, so you understand that. Okay, let's go back. A couple of just a few years ago, maybe I think last year, when Trump decided to not sign the Paris Climate Accords, right?
Oh, that was a whole piece of bullshit. Yeah,
Bullshit, right?
sure, fair enough.
So okay, so let's go back to that. And Trump didn't sign it. Um, and after like we've like he didn't sign, he didn't believe in that, and I do agree. Like pretty much, it was just a piece of paper. Like I don't think they would have met any of them would have met any of the thresholds needed to decrease carbon emissions.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yep.
just recently, there was a study. So the U.S. didn't sign the accords, but recently there was a study that showed that the U.S.'s carbon emissions have decreased over the past couple of years.
Stands
Do
to
you
reason.
do you
Yeah.
know do you know why?
I would assume it's because we're not on the Paris Accord and we're just doing shit that makes sense.
Right. And what we're doing is that we're fracking. We're fracking not just for oil, but also for natural gas. And because we have much more natural gas um, in our supply, we can use natural gas for our power plants to power up our electricity. And so where we would have burned coal for our electricity, we are now using natural gas. And natural gas emits much less carbon than coal. And so as a result, we
Yeah.
have decreased our carbon emissions over the past years. We are now doing it at a net loss.
And that's the thing is fucking occasional cortex. Uh, that's a meme name.
Yeah, yeah.
What's her real
Uh,
name?
uh, Al, uh, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Okay, fair enough.
Well, okay, occasional cortex. Yeah, this is where I'm kind of pissed about what she proposed in the Green New Deal. Like she really has no idea how to tackle environmentalism.
Fuck
No
yes,
envi-
yeah,
no
exactly.
no no fucking environmentalists on the left knows how to tackle the environment, how to save the environment. For God's sake, she didn't even put nuclear energy as an alternative source of energy
Well, it's one
for
of those things that
us.
really pisses me off is because a lot of these things you're talking about, you know, we need to do things for the environment and whatnot.
Hmm.
Fuck you. I mean, the entire point is that the environment, we already know how to do it.
Hmm.
And the situation is that fuck it, we can kill a lot of deer
Hmm.
with guns and whatnot. You know,
Right.
the hunting season and whatnot. It's important.
Hmm.
It actually takes care of fucking
The ecosystem, right?
yes, yes, yeah, yeah,
Um,
exactly.
it creates balance. It creates the circle of life for all you Lion King fans. So,
Goddamn
um,
right. Yeah, yeah.
so no, this is where I don't really understand environmentalism. This is the idea behind environmentalism is really, oh, we have to take care of Mother Nature. Mother Nature will eventually, if we take care of Mother Nature will eventually take care of us. Fuck no. Mother
That's
Nature
not how it works.
Mother Nature, it can just be as cruel as it can be nurturing.
Well, that's
Um,
exactly it right there. Mother Nature is a cruel fucking bitch.
oh
She
hell
just wants
yeah.
to fucking slaughter
It's
us.
it's a bipolar bitch. I mean, there are times where Mother Nature can come at you. I mean, there are times where Mother Nature can bring you the nicest flower, the sweetest honey, the most fragrant rose, or
All
the
well and good,
most
but I
beautiful
mean, like,
animal.
it's
But
entirely dependent on us actually being in favor of Mother Nature.
right, but then Mother Nature can also maul you by a grizzly bear, or drown you by fish in the ocean, or waves, tsunamis happening, hurricanes. I mean, look look at what Mother Nature is doing to us. Hurricane Harvey, Hurricane Katrina, Arctic vortex. I mean, hell, man.
Hell, right where
Like
I am living,
if
the bomb cyclone, you know?
yeah, exactly. And like when we look at it, look at Mother Nature. Mother Nature is basically is a sociopathic animal that's trying to kill us.
As far as it
When we look,
goes, I mean, Mother Nature on her own is a psychotic cunt.
yeah. And we're trying to save Mother Nature. No, we want to rein in Mother Nature. The idea of human civilization is not to grovel to Mother Nature. Mother Nature is great, okay, great, but we also have to rein in nature. nature is something that we need to control. The whole idea that nature's parks and national parks and beautiful animals, no, that's just an aesthetic. That's what we selectively chose to be Mother Nature. That is not all of Mother Nature. If we, what about flesh-eating bacteria or or
Yeah, you're goddamn right. Yeah,
or
because Mother
frickin'
Nature is gonna
tarantulas
fucking
and
destroy us.
or frickin' or venomous spiders. I
Hell
mean,
yeah, yeah.
that's also Mother Nature. Do you want to I mean, sure, we can protect them if they I mean, we should preserve animals that do provide a benefit to humanity, but for the most part, a lot of Mother Nature wants to kill us. And I like this idea from George Carlin, the great George Carlin, the late comedian who basically didn't give a fuck.
Yep,
But
yep, yep.
he understood. He did not understand the point of environmentalism. He said, "The world is going to be okay. It has lived without us far longer than with us. If we die off, okay, it's fine. Just one little prick off my body.
Makes
Okay,
perfect sense. Yep.
it's all the world is going to be okay no matter what. So don't care too much for the environment. Like care much more for your immediate environment. Clean up your fucking city. New York is a fucking dirty city. Go fucking clean it up. Don't care that much about climate change.
Hell yeah, yeah. And I mean, like, part of the shit that we're concerned about is fucking things like the whole. What am I trying to say? The whole. Oh my god. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're fine. I'll just do some sounds.
Fair enough, fair enough. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
No, the
But
thing that I'm
but yeah.
talking about is like the whatchamacall. The oh my god.
Mhm.
I'm blanking out.
Oh no worries. But yeah. But um, you know, the environment is going to be okay no matter what we do.
Oh, of
Uh,
course, yeah.
yeah. It's all gonna be fine. Hell, man. Um, if animals are living in Chernobyl right now, I think there is hope for everyone about climate change.
Well, it's a really interesting thing that it's so animals are just completely out there with
Right,
Chernobyl.
right, yeah, right. Yeah. They're thriving in Chernobyl. They may be mutated a bit. I mean, there could be like the three-eyed fish swimming around,
Well,
and
your fucking bulls and whatnot.
hmm. Yeah, no, yeah. So yeah. Um, but yeah, that's cool. But yeah, environment will be okay. But
Environment, yes.
but yeah, let's move on to our next topic. I think mo most recently there was the college scandal that was in the news for much of the week.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So recently, the FBI has arrested people who led this racketeering money laundering scheme to get certain kids into college, basically through bribery and money laundering fraud. So certain rich parents were paying certain individuals, coaches in certain schools, certain prestigious schools, like Yale, USC, um, University of San Diego, um, uh, so that their kids could get into those colleges. And so they would uh, they would basically create a fraudulent student application. They would place their kids, they would Photoshop their kid's head onto these like athletic photos to show that, oh yeah, my kid is a varsity player. He can play water polo or do
Mm-hmm.
track and 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 they would try to raise their kids' test scores by getting someone else to take the SATs. So yeah, recently, people like Lori Loughlin of Full House, who was Aunt Becky in that show, and Felicity Huffman, were arrested, and a couple of like uh, CEOs, businessmen, businesswomen, have been arrested for trying to bribe their children into colleges.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're just getting their just desserts. I'm fine having them um, getting arrested, and especially the coaches who accepted the bribes and created the money laundering um, uh, you know fronts and stuff. Um, I think this is basically showing to Americans that there are people currently buying their way into college. Um,
That is the good thing about this, is
yeah.
that it's showing off that people are going to be shut down and actually prosecuted for this shit.
And unfortunately, it um, basically, produces the rhetoric that the United States isn't really a meritocratic society.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, and that the college system is pretty rigged. I mean, the thing is here is that um, the reason why, you know, these people got caught was basically um, they created fraudulent applications. I mean, they photoshopped their kids' heads onto photos, but to be honest, you know, um, their parents, certain rich parents of
Oh yeah, yeah. The parents are they want to just fuck with the system. They want
right.
to they want to have themselves in the limelight.
Well, the thing is that what these guys did was like pretty stupid. They create fraudulent applications,
Yeah.
but to some extent, a lot of these like private universities, like Yale and stuff, um, um, you know, parents do buy their way in legally,
Yeah.
buy
Mhm.
their kids into these colleges because I mean you've had, because donations to colleges do actually matter. All these colleges want to make more money. They want to cater to people who make a lot of money. And so they attract they attract basically the top 10% of the United States, top 1%.
Yep.
They ask them for donations. And to some extent, sometimes these donations have affected the outcomes of certain student applicants to those colleges, right? I mean, look at Jared Kushner, right? Who went to Harvard, but when he was applying to Harvard, his dad had donated millions of dollars to the college. How the hell did he get into Harvard? um,
Interesting question, isn't it? Yeah.
I mean, to some extent, I think that the reason why that these people got caught was because they did it the wrong way. What they should have done was um, actually bribe millions of dollars to these colleges and basically get a university hall named after them.
Yep.
What they were paying was what, like $150,000, $50,000? Hell, man, you
Something
got
like that.
you
I
got
mean,
you got.
it's about 30,000 as far as I know.
Those are pennies. They should have donated $1 million to places like USC in order to legitimately get their children into those colleges, quote unquote
Goddamn right.
legit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what's kind of funny is that some of the kids didn't even want to go to college. Apparently, Lori Loughlin's daughter didn't want to go to college, but I think her mother just forced her to go. So, so
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
so yeah, there's that. Um, what's your take on this?
Oh, it's a Christ. I mean, the main thing is that they're just buying the slots, you know?
Hmm. Whoops, sorry.
Well, no, I was waiting for the end of that.
Oh, I think I was trying to get what's the sound I was looking for? Brr, brr, brr. Where's the sound? Oh yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah, yeah. Money. That is what it will do it. Yep.
yep. So if you want to get your kids into these prestigious universities uh, through bribes, don't just pay $30,000 or $150,000. Do it like what a lot of really rich people do. Donate $1 million.
Yeah, it must be pretty nice if you're a fucking millionaire like that.
Yeah, a millionaire.
Goddamn right.
Oh yeah. So yeah. What else has been in the news lately? I think I did read on online that there have been some goat thefts happening in Fresno County in California.
Oh shit. Yeah, no, I heard about that. Because you gave me that link. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And
but sorry,
it's
that
a
was a cow sound. I couldn't find a goat. Whatever. What sound do they make? Neighing, mooing? I don't know.
fair enough. I mean, as far as I
Buying.
know, it's like meh,
Meg.
moo. Look, the horse thing is perfectly valid. It's just a matter of goats are a thing, you know?
Well, I'm wondering why. So this begs the question: why are these goats being stolen in the first place? Is there some sort of like goat trafficking industry that we both don't know yet? And if they're making a ton of money off of this, can I make money off of this?
Hell,
I
I
would
don't
love to.
know. You know, I mean, that's a really interesting question. Unfortunately, if I had to try to put these things in context, it's like goats are just something that people have, you know?
Well, from my understanding here it, in the United States, I mean, people do eat goat meat here, but it's not as popular as beef or pork or chicken, right?
No,
And
yeah, yeah,
most of the
exactly.
time, from what I've seen, goats are raised here mainly to graze on fields, so that so that the grass doesn't you know grow too high, and the dried grass. So you can avert a sort of like grass fire,
Yep. Yep.
right? So I mean that's the only reason why I think some farmers have goats on their farms. I've never really seen goat meat being sold at like Safeway or Pack and Save or Kroger's in Colorado.
Yeah.
Um, I've seen some goat meat in restaurants and maybe some ethnic oriented um,
But
grocery
in those
stores.
kind of situations, they're trying to promote it.
So I think my theory is that the reason why these goats are being stolen is because I think in Fresno County there is probably a satanic group that requires a goat sacrifice, and so
Really?
they're
Huh.
no, no, I'm just I don't really know, but this is my theory why there's
No,
been
I'll take that as real. I mean,
no
like
I
it
mean
it sounds appropriate to me.
I
So
mean it's far more plausible than like another farmer stealing a goat. I mean, why would a farmer steal another farmer's goat? Um, like is he really in need of having a goat graze his field?
well, the
I
other
mean,
problem is that the farmer who steals the goat, they're gonna get like they're gonna get fucked over. I mean, like there is the just like with the horse, the whatchamacall. Oh my god. Uh, the thing where people are looking at it.
mm, I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Yeah, yeah, I know. Because I
Oh wait.
can't articulate what I'm
Oh
saying.
no. How much did you drink today?
A lot.
Oh, okay. Yeah, a lot of schnapps.
No, rum and coke,
Oh, rum and
primarily.
coke. Oh, that's good.
It's my thing.
Okay. Well, I mean, this is kind of funny, but at $27,000 worth of goats have gone missing.
Holy
So
shit,
basically,
that many?
I guess I'm not sure how much a goat is, but I mean, when you think about it, like cows probably cost at least $10,000. A horse more or less will cost at least $10,000.
Yeah.
Goats are fairly goats are fairly cheap, I guess, because they're much smaller. But $27,000, I mean, that's not a lot. I mean, that's like the equivalent of like a Toyota Camry
They're still
or
pretty
an
fucking
SUV.
expensive.
They
Yeah.
are, absolutely. But $27,000. 60 goats have vanished from farms in the county in the last 2 months.
Yep.
So it's either a satanic group is goat napping these animals, or we finally have found proof that there are UFOs out there, getting these goats to probe them,
Hmm.
anally probe them.
It's a possibility.
That is definitely a possibility. Sorry about that.
No, I hear you. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, yeah, keep your animals with you. Yeah, keep them safe.
Goddamn right. Yes.
What else has been in the news?
Oh hell. My
Oh,
God.
that's the whole shooting that happened in New Zealand.
Oh
Um,
yeah, yeah, yeah. There's that.
by a crazy Australian actually, not New Zealander, not a Kiwi.
Well,
But
as
yeah,
far as
like,
I'm concerned, it was committed by like a fucking retard.
but yeah, our prayers to the victims and the families and friends of the victims out there in New Zealand.
Yes.
No, it's definitely one of the worst things to have happened to that country in quite a while. But yeah, you
And
know,
fuck the little piece of shit who actually did the shooting.
hmm The thing, what's kind of interesting is that it seems as if he did it out of imitation from mass shooters here in the United States. I mean, I think I've talked about this with you. There seems to be a kind of like copycat syndrome that happens
Yeah. Yeah.
with criminals. You said so yourself. Like during the 19th century, there were women who basically copied the way other women killed their victims. And I think just now we're basically seeing like a certain fad of how people kill other people,
Yep. Yep.
basically through mass shooting.
No, you're right.
But yeah, I'm sorry, I don't know why there's so many ads on this app. Oh yeah, okay. Um,
Indeed.
so yeah, I think uh, I think that's pretty much it for our show. Do we have anything else to talk about?
Uh, no, as far as I know, I think we've covered everything.
Okay, I guess we pretty much covered it. So yeah, I think we'll definitely talk about other stuff next week. So
Oh, of
yes,
course we will.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, but yeah. So this has been NR Bernie,
And this has been NR Snowden.
and you've been listening to Californians Anonymous. We'll talk to you next week.